Now that was a pretty interesting start to an anime season. Yo, what's good, it's your boy Reviews, and in case you haven't seen Hell's Paradise yet, I highly recommend you to watch it right now, because heavy spoilers for episode 1, you have been warned. It's pretty exciting to go in blind to an anime series I have no knowledge of. The episode starts off with these pretty cool looking CGI motorbikes, some nice reflections on the headlights, and just really beautiful bike designs overall. We have the 5 bikers heading towards the horizon, and we see the MAPPA logo on the backs of the bikes, and that's when I realized this is not part of the anime. Honestly, I thought Hell's Paradise was some sort of hybrid of the modern world with ancient times. Lol. But the episode starts off with this amazing foreshadowing of this beautiful flower and the strip of blood. We'll get to that later on, but it appears this boy is about to be executed. The executioner has a pretty tough time trying to cut his neck off, and the moment his sword broke, I was like, oh, this boy is OP. He has superpowers. He questions, why can't he die? He's killed so many people, he doesn't have any attachment to life. We find out this kid is called Gabimaru, and from this lady we get an interesting look into his history. He's been training these assassination techniques ever since he was a child, and in exchange his body develops superhuman-like abilities. So it got me wondering, are they given these superhero abilities from this assassination school, or do the powers awaken within them? Regardless, this one guy who is absolutely hell-bent on trying to kill this poor boy, I mean damn, he's absolutely loving the execution. They show a series of pretty gruesome scenes of the different ways they kill people, like burning them at the stake or using bulls to pull their body parts. Damn, that one sequence of them showing that man getting his limbs pulled apart was a bit too much. Apparently, he was told that his parents were killed by the village chief when he was a baby. My theory on why the chief killed his parents: maybe the chief sensed that this boy was going to grow up to be a powerful shinobi, and maybe if this boy had a strong attachment to his parents, then maybe he wouldn't be as powerful as a shinobi as he is now. He has no attachment, he has nothing to live for, he has no hopes or dreams, and I suppose this is all it takes to be a really powerful shinobi in this world. We start to find out the reason why he left the village. It was all because he married the chief's daughter, he got fed up with her, he wanted out, and apparently in this village, once you join, you can't really leave. Before he got captured, he was known around the town as Gabimaru the Hollow, who is a ruthless murderer who just kills people without any remorse. When they kept referring to him as a Hollow Man, I kept thinking of Bleach, but then I realized that Hollow may mean that he has nothing on the inside and he's just completely empty. The man talking to the lady about the dangerous Gabimaru also explains that there's a rumor that the shinobi of that village consume an elixir of life, which pretty much confirms how this boy got his powers. It got me wondering that Gabimaru must not be the only person with this special ability, and maybe there have been more shinobi that have consumed the elixir of life. Gabimaru in the jail cell thinks about what the lady said to him, why does he keep resisting, and even he is also conflicted as to why he's been resisting all this time. And for the first time we start to see a little bit of humanity inside Gabimaru. You get this beautifully animated sequence of Gabimaru covered in flames after the men try to burn him to the stake. You even see some of the men just being burned by the flames so easily, but Gabimaru, he doesn't seem to be suffering at all. Even most of his clothes seem to be intact. As we come towards the end of the episode, we find out that the girl is an executioner named Yamada, part of the Yamada clan Ronin, which does surprise Gabimaru. I guess in this world, it's probably really rare for a woman to be a swordsman, but she prepares to slice off his neck, and for a second I truly thought he was dead. Or was it a spell that she put on him? Either way, this sequence was pretty haunting, and we also find out that her main job is to also identify how people truly feel just before they die, and it's revealed that Gabimaru actually still has an attachment to this world, his wife that he claimed to dislike. And we start to get a series of flashbacks that show a completely different side to Gabimaru. You see him blushing and even enjoying her company. We start to see him lose his composure, and it does seem a little out of character for this character that we know of so far. From the beginning, he's shown to be this really cold, stoic, cool, calm, collective dude, but when it comes to his attachments to her, he really does get really emotional about it. In my opinion, I feel like the world has been really cold and fearful of this dude, and he's grown used to it. And then he met Blondie over here and it changed his way of life. He saw that he could love and have hope and dreams and all that jazz. And as well as Gabimaru, this blonde girl also has a pretty dark past. Her dad at a young age burnt her face, which is pretty dark stuff, mate. All because he didn't want her to be an ordinary woman. At first, I didn't understand this at all. Why would he do this to his daughter? Why doesn't he want her to be an ordinary woman? And then I realized, oh yeah, she's married to this assassin dude. Maybe the people of this world fear these assassin guys. And since this girl is married to him, the scar on her face is a daily reminder that her life isn't all rosy. But it's crazy to think that she still has so much love and care for this Gabimaru, despite how abusive her father is. We get a cool sword fight sequence of Gabimaru versus Yamada, and he really starts to lose his composure and he starts to get really emotional. I mentioned earlier on that the blood dropping onto the flower was some sort of foreshadowing, and I feel like it was foreshadowing to this moment of Gabimaru reminiscing of the times he spent with his wife. The blood is Gabimaru while the beautiful flower is his wife. There was a shot that I didn't quite understand during these flashbacks where a ghost-like version of the blonde girl's father is just shown wrapping his dirty claws around her neck while she's just laying unconscious. I guess it's just showing us that how unhealthy her father's overprotection of her is. Or maybe it leads to something that happens in the future, I have no idea. But regardless, the fight ends with Yamada showing Gabimaru a pardon sheet. On one condition, he has to go with her to this underworld place, which is believed to be a sort of paradise, as well as it being the origin of the elixir of life. So Yamada's people have been sending people to that island to try and find it, but they keep returning as corpses merged into flowers, which is a pretty gruesome sight to watch. So it seems that this paradise isn't all that it appears to be. I feel like the flower and the blood from the beginning could also relate to this Paradise Island. But pretty much Yamada's people have been pretty much gathering criminals to go to this island, and it looks like that Gabimaru is also a part of this. Gabimaru shows the girl his ninjutsu power, which appears to be some sort of flame ability, which probably is the reason as to why he wasn't able to burn earlier on in the execution pit. But man, that sequence of him just setting ablaze looked pretty phenomenal. But he has his willpower and his goal is to get back alive to his blonde wife. And that's how the episode ends. Overall, episode 1 for Hell's Paradise was a pretty fantastic watch. A very entertaining way to show us this world. Gabimaru and Yamada are possibly going to be the main characters of this series. And maybe when we go to Paradise Island, we may see some other characters possibly. Who knows? I'm pretty intrigued as to why the people that were sent to Paradise Island keep coming back as flowers. That's an interesting plot point. But overall, I'll give this episode a 9.5 out of 10 and an A. It was a pretty exciting first watch, and it's got me pretty hyped for this series, to be honest with you. But tell me, what do you think of this episode? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you hyped or not? Do you think Mappa did a good job or not? Tell me. Like for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching. Boy, did the review, signing out.